Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The family of an inmate who died at Waupun Correctional Institution last year is suing the State Department of Corrections. The lawsuit alleges staff were, quote, deliberately indifferent to 62-year-old Donald Mayer's serious medical needs. It also alleges disability discrimination because he was denied access to mental health programs. Meyer died of malnutrition and dehydration after prison staff began shutting off the water to prevent him from flooding his cell. His death was ruled a homicide. The lawsuit comes the same day that former Waupun prison warden Randall Hepp entered a plea deal related to Meyer's death. Hepp's felony misconduct charge was reduced to a misdemeanor. Investigation results about last year's leaked Wisconsin Supreme Court abortion order. The probe found that a confidential draft order to take up a case by Planned Parenthood was deliberately leaked, but who leaked the order remains a mystery. Private investigators interviewed over 60 people, including the justices, but could not turn up who was responsible. The case seeks to declare access to abortion a right protected by the state constitution, but the information was leaked to the media 1 week before the Wisconsin Supreme Court decided to take up the case. The investigation has been suspended. Kohl's has fired CEO Ashley Buchanan for violations of company policies. The company says Buchanan directed the company to engage in vendor transactions that involved undisclosed conflicts of interest. The company has appointed Michael Bender as interim chief executive officer, CEO, effective immediately. Buchanan had served in the CEO position for just 4 months. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So here's the deal, y'all. Here's the deal. So I had to get my car fixed today. And so when I went to go get my car fixed, now the first time I went to go get my car fixed, probably about a month ago, because I'm one of those people, I like, one thing goes wrong on it, boop, get it fixed. Because I figure I spent less money getting my car fixed more often in small spurts than I did it breaking down and then, hey, that'll cost you $8,000. Like, what? Right? So this time it cost me a whopping $300. Actually, $303 and some change, like 59 cents. I was like, I'm okay. And so what happened is my running lights broke. So if you know your day driving lights, those like 4 or 5 lights on the corner that light up so people know your car's going. One of them went out. It had a hole in it. I think somebody did it on purpose because the hole was perfectly right in the middle, like somebody went and put a hole in it. Be that as it may, it still ran. And then we had the first spring rain, and of course the bulbs got wet. Poof. So I got it. So I got one. So they ordered one, they put it in, and the new one, right, was brighter than the old one. So they looked in the box and said, well, we got 2. We may as well put 2 in. And so I said, well, wait a minute. If you charge me $140-something for one, and I asked for you to put 1 in, that means that when you bought the box, wholesale, 2 came in it. So you should charge me the 1 price that you quoted me, because that's what it is. And then if you want to charge me the labor, I'm good with that, putting in 2. But you're not going to charge me for 2 lights and 2 labor when you only quoted me for 1 and you got 2 in the box. That's a benefit to me, not you. But I said, you know what? I've been going to the same person since like 1994. So I said, you know what? I'm going to let it slide. Just charge me for 2. You've given me a deal on other things. Like one of my cars, he put a new engine in it. If I told you the price it cost me to put this new engine in it, you'd be mad, and then you'd beat his door down to get some work. He's excellent in what he does. So got the lights put in, cost me $303 and some change. So then I went to use my debit card, because, when you use a debit card, the debit card is, it's not charged certain fees, right? You use a code, boop, 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 and it comes right out of your account. If you process it like a credit card, the business gets charged the fee. Now, debit cards are lower fees. Credit cards are higher fees. He said, oh, no, we got a new credit card reader. I said, why did you get a new credit card reader? That makes no sense. Well, debit cards, we weren't making the extra money on it. This is not what he told me, but this is what I'm thinking. So you didn't make extra money on so what you did is now you charge me a fee for a debit card. Oh, well, if you have a credit card, it's a fee. But if you have a debit card, it's a merchandising fee. I said, there's no such thing as a merchandising fee. Like, this is a scam that businesses come up with. And I'm starting to feel like that this time. Businesses are starting to scam people. Businesses are starting to do anything to come up with more money. There's no more service. There's no more help. It's now scam. And so I told the person, I said, well, how long have I been coming here? And he says, 1996. So I've been coming here like 29 years. Here's what we're going to do. You ready? If you give me my car, I'm going to go get cash and bring you back cash. I said, because there's no way I'm paying a fee to pay tax to pay you money. So my $303 actually was like $200 and something, and I got 7.9% tax. I got like a 3.5% credit card fee on a debit card, and then a merchandising fee for 3%. So last time I checked, roughly 8 plus 4 or 6.5, it's 14.5%, and I don't even have my car yet. So I said, tell you what, I'm going to the credit union, of course, my favorite, Educators Credit Union. And I went there, got cash out, and thank God Educators has those kiosks now, because I went to the line. Oh, I'll just go to the drive-thru. Man, it was like 8 cars, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Walked inside, they got 3, 4 kiosks. I walked in, beep, beep, beep. Literally less than a minute and a half, I'm out the door. And I'm thinking to myself, as I'm driving back, I just got to go cash again, because this is starting to get ridiculous. They're coming up with reasons to get more money. And so then I heard, oh, well, the tariffs are coming, so the tariffs are here because, like, we got to get new stuff. And I was like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. They wrote a executive order on the tariffs, yeah, and then they canceled them. Oh, we're going to put those on hold, which I said that's what they were going to do. Everybody's hollering, oh, you're just a Trump supporter. I don't have to be a Trump supporter to understand business. You're going to put it out there, everybody's going to scream, and then everybody's going to come to the table. The people that are not going to come to the table, Russia and China, are going to go, well, you don't get anything from there anyway, except China. The problem is places where you get stuff that aren't China that don't have bad tariffs now, the manufacturers here are trying to tell you, well, because of tariffs, we got to raise the price. You already have the part. How can you raise the price on a part that you don't have? So if I order 5 microphones for the radio station, and they all come from, let me just pick a country. Ghana. They don't make microphones in Ghana, but. And I ordered 5, and they're here. I ordered 5 more, and they're still in Ghana. We don't have any tariffs. Whatever tariffs that were there are still there. And you haven't shipped them. We've put tariffs on pause, any increase or decrease. So nothing's changed. With the exception of Russia, China, and any country that sells oil to Iran, we're not doing business with them. That's it. So why does the microphone that I'm buying today that you already have in stock cost more? Because you're gouging people and you're making people pay for something that's already come through customs. Tariff has already been paid on it, but now you're blaming not only the administration, but you're blaming tariffs and the world and all this idiocy. And who's hurting? Poor people. And so right now, I went in the store to buy something, and the line is backed up, and the guy that's at the service person is literally sitting there on the person's phone, helping them find something so they can pay $5 less for something. And the line got held up for 10 minutes. People left. They were like, okay, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm out of here. We are not being serviced. So here's what I say do. Well, no. First, let me give you my understanding of what companies are doing today. Number one, companies lie, they cheat, and they steal money. They will lie and make up things and add fees, that's my number 2, for any reason. I went in a store and said the other day, it was like a 92% fee. I'm like, what is this? And they were like, what do you mean? Like, what is this fee? Why are you charging me 92 cents extra? Why? For what possible reason, other than coming in here and coming to your establishment, are you charging me an additional 92 cents on something? And I only paid $12. Like, what is that? Oh, I don't know. That fee is there. This fool said, you'll have to go back and ask your credit card company. I said, do I look stupid? That's an added fee that you added. Why am I paying an extra fee? That's ridiculous. I said it's absolutely ridiculous, but these are the things that people are doing. They're lying, they're cheating, and they're stealing our money. They're adding fees for no reason, and then they're not transparent. So the thing they want you to sign is at the top, but if you look at the receipt under the bottom, it has an itemized thing of all these idiotic fees that people are putting on people for absolutely no reason, taking advantage of tariffs, taking advantage of high prices, taking advantage of inflation. So then how do you overcome it? Number one, ask for a written estimate with all the fees, all the taxes, line by line. And that's what I asked for. I said, I need to see this line by line. I said, because you're charging me for 2, but I only paid for 1. So if you ordered it and you paid for it and you only paid for 1 and you got 2, yeah, why am I paying for 2? Number two, any hidden fees are not going to be paid by me. So if you tell me what something costs and you included a fee in it and it's not supposed to be there and I'm not paying it, I'm not buying it. And I have put things on the shelf. Okay, I'm putting this back. Or better yet, I just left it at the cashier. Here, you can put this back. Number three, if you have a problem with a store, you have a problem with service, report the person and the business to the state of Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. At some point, we have to put a stop at this. We have to start paying cash. They're even throwing in fees when you pay cash. And I tell people, do you have a service fee when I eat here? And they look at me like I'm stupid. Do you have a service fee, yes or no? Like it's a simple question. Yes. Okay, I'm leaving. You're not gonna, nope, I'm not eating here. You can cancel my reservation. I can see if it's 5 or more, but now you're charging a fee to every single person. Oh, if you don't want to pay it, you can just say so. I'm telling you now I'm not going to pay it. But I know you're still going to try to put it in the fee. You're still going to try to put it on the bill. And then I went and I thought about it as I was driving here. So do I feel serviced by businesses today? Nope. I feel one word that we used to talk about in the neighborhood when people used to get money by any means necessary. At least you knew that going in. Now, when I go shopping, when I go buy clothes, when I go eat, you know how I feel? Hustled.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
This is 1017 The Truth, Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform. And on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Are you looking for an opportunity to better the Milwaukee community? Do you want to develop your skills for a career or job? City Year Milwaukee is recruiting for its 16th cohort of AmeriCorps members. We are hiring young adults ages 18 to 25 to serve our amazing scholars in Milwaukee Public Schools. This opportunity allows you to serve your community and gain professional development, which will allow you to enter the workforce, your next educational journey, or even stay with us for a second year of service. Visit cityyear.org to connect with our local recruiters and learn how to apply by Friday, May 2nd.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I got to remember you're literal. 833-212-1017 is the number. That was kind of sort of my fault. So that was a literal, like, after the song. Now we just having fun. It's Thursday and we're hanging out today. I don't know, call you X or Xavier? X. So X is here. He ain't Malcolm, but he's X. That's what we put in front of your name. He ain't Malcolm. X. So I'm just at a point where I feel like businesses are hustling people and taking money from people that can't afford to get hustled. And you go in thinking it's a $250 to end up being over $300. That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. And so think about how you do business. Think about how you hustle people and make people feel. Because people remember half of what they read, half of what you tell them, but they remember 100% of how you make them feel. And if you make me feel bad, I'm just not going to bother. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Kwanda said, good evening, Dr. Ken. It's still afternoon. Quit. Wait till like 6 o'clock. Something. Randy said, gotta love it. Good afternoon, Dr. Ken. I hope you did not have to drive in a river today. No, I didn't have to drive in a river today. I was okay. Thank you, Mal. Randy said, corporations have been squeezing the working man forever. That's not what I'm talking about. You gotta pay for stuff. That's not, I mean, the corporation is there to make money, and the people that work at the corporation are getting paid to help make money. So I get that part. Squeezing is one thing. Adding things on and trying to be slick about it and trying to hustle people, no. And so now you have, I'm not going to even say it because then y'all call me either Oreo or bougie. I could take both, but I mean, at some point, you is who you is. Sincere Ronnie Ray Real said, good eve. Randy, you're absolutely right. Randy said, if you don't catch it or ask, they probably won't tell you. And you know they have to tell you. They literally have to tell you. Are there any fees or what am I paying? They have to give you a line item. Sincere say, is there any correlation to the 7% so-called sales tax, or is that a separate thing? That's a separate thing. And it's 7.9 in the city of Milwaukee, right? Because we were too stupid to like negotiate anything better. And we just got jacked all the way around and ended up, the taxpayers end up paying it because Democrats never saw a tax they didn't love. So anyway, 833-212-1017 is the number. Randy said, well, Pick and Save, not only do they have digital discounts, they have paid subscriptions, digital discounts. All you're doing is paying the extra up front in the subscription, sort of like Amazon. I'm just knowing the average of how people order across the world. Amazon is able to have an annual subscription that covers all that cost. Some people that order 2 or 3 things a year, some people that order nothing, some people that order 200, it averages out so they still make money. And then they sell your information. Anyway, Kwanda said this evening here in Miami, I keep forgetting it's 1 hour back. Well, thank you, Kwanda, for listening from Miami. I appreciate that. I was just in your town a couple months ago and had a great time in East Miami. So, yep. Digital coupons. You can't get a digital coupon for the car shop. Ain't got no digital coupon. Get a digital coupon. Cole, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you?
Mr. Harris,
yes,
how
sir.
you doing?
I'm good.
Called last week. I brought up the thing about my personal property taxes.
Okay.
I wanna correlate it into what you're going.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to correlate it into what you're going through.
Okay.
Just to give some history.
All right.
The particular house I'm talking about, I purchased in 2022.
Is that the one up on what?
On 38th and Hampton. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Correct. 2023. Got a new tax assessment.
Wait. What was it again?
Taxes,
what was it again the year before? How much was it?
$750. It went up to like 14.
Right.
It was when I first purchased. Yeah. Okay. 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Milwaukee County sales tax. Milwaukee City sales tax.
Right.
MPS.
Right.
Referendum.
Right.
2025. New property assessment.
What is it?
And this is my point. Here, let me make one point. You brushed it off. You said just pay it. It is what it is.
Ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah, you said it is what it is.
It is.
Brother,
what?
It shouldn't have to be that way. Just like you're confronting the business owner.
Right.
It shouldn't have to be that way.
But I know what I'm getting, Cole. Cole, remember, I know what I'm getting. I'm getting snow removal. I'm getting drains cleaned. I'm getting garbage picked up. I'm getting streets cleaned. I'm getting street lights fixed. I can actually see what I'm getting. I can call somebody.
Brother,
go ahead.
We are talking about a 3-year span, brother.
Okay.
I'm naming 5 tax increases.
But tell me the one now.
It's the 2025 tax assessment.
Okay.
It went up again.
What is it?
Okay, my house is currently valued at only $76,000 on 30th in Hampton.
Okay.
I actually believe, in reality, the house should come in around $130,000. Like if I was going to refinance, I think I could put a value on like $130,000 to $140,000.
But you know those are different numbers and different estimates. What the city has it at is always significantly lower than what you can
city, I can tell you, right, brother, the assessment tells you everything.
It doesn't tell you what you can sell it for. No, it doesn't.
You should have. You told me when I called last week. You got yours. You just didn't look at it.
Your assessment can't tell you what you can sell it for. Your assessment is only what the city values.
Okay, I agree with that. I'm telling you. I think on the market, I'm probably between like 120, and the high end will be 140.
Okay.
And that's only because this is a small house. Remember, this is 1,100. You told me you live on Sherman Boulevard, and you're at like 2,200, and you laughed at my property taxes.
Yeah, because they're so
brother,
low.
This is what brother, I'm going. Oh my!
Go ahead. What's the
if I hit 2,100 in property taxes for this particular project, I will have tripled.
Okay.
In 3 years.
Yep.
I will have gone from $750 to almost $2,100.
So what is it?
Right now, it's that. Okay, I went up again. I went up again this year. After the assessment, I went up again.
What is
now,
it?
I don't know how to correlate because I don't know if you opened your assessment. You only get the value. You don't actually get the tax amount.
Correct.
You only get the value increase.
So how much is yours in 2025?
I believe my tax assessment will be based on a $70-something thousand value.
Okay, but you're not telling me what it was. You said you opened it up in the one.
Oh, no. I will tell you. In 2022, it was $750.
What
in
is it
2023, now? After that, it doubled. It went to like $4.
You told us that already. What is it now?
Okay. I haven't paid 2025. You know, you paid a back year at the beginning of 2026.
You had to have gotten the bill, and you got your assessment.
I got the assessment. I didn't get the bill yet.
What's your assessment?
My assessment took me to $75,000.
But if there was an increase in your taxes, it's on the assessment.
That was no. That assessment was an increase
of your value.
Like $15,000.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it went up $15,000. So you're gonna pay how much? What's the mill? Let me
I don't know what the assessment is on 70. I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Now I got to check the mill rate for Milwaukee.
Now you were telling me the MPS charge, so much per 100,000. That's how
it's per 300
are going to address the MPS assessment.
Right, it would go up about.
Now I don't even think I paid for that yet. I don't even think that's in this bill.
Correct. It's going to come in the next.
Yeah, I don't even think that's in this bill yet.
It's about $100 for every $300,000 you have.
Okay. But no, we've just had the 2025 assessment, which came out last week. Remember I got that bit. That's what made me call you last week.
Right.
This is the next week. I talked to you last week.
Yeah.
And brother, I just want to correlate this with what that businessman did to you. There has to be some justification for all of this.
But there's no correlation, though, if you think about it.
There is. You mean to tell me city workers, that street like you just claimed, that snow removal, we don't even get snow. You mean that salt we bought tripled? Brother, I'm telling you, my property taxes are about to triple within 3 years.
You know, most people would be happy with that.
$750.
Most people
$750 initially.
But doesn't that mean? But doesn't that mean you can sell your house for more? But doesn't that mean you can sell your house for more? You fixed it up though. But you fixed it up.
Yes.
Okay. And did you buy it to make money?
No. Yes. It's not my primary rental. I bought it as a rental.
Right. So now you're gonna make money when you sell it.
I'm not selling my house, brother.
So you're making money off the rent. So you're making money off the rent. So that means that you can charge the people that rent it.
It's not rented yet.
Well, that's on you, man. I can't argue that point. You can keep coming up with all these points, but at some point, you either got to rent it and make money and pay it, or don't.
I will. I believe around June it should be ready for rent.
Okay. And when did you buy it?
I got to tell you, I bought it in 2022.
Okay.
Now the reason it took so long is because I bought distressed properties. And the one that's on 38, I couldn't live in it. There was no shower. It was, so I took the money I was going to fix, because I wanted that house, ready in like 6 months. But I couldn't do anything with it. So I took the money I saved to fix it to buy another one. Remember, I own 3.
So why didn't you fix it? So why didn't you fix it?
I am fixing it as we go, brother. I didn't turn my back on that house. I've been fixing it.
First of all,
like, I'm not a billionaire, but I can't. Okay, I'm sorry.
Take a deep breath, dude. Like, I didn't do nothing to you. I didn't do nothing to you.
You told me to just suck it up.
You don't have to.
You said suck it up.
Either sell it or suck it up. Like, I don't know.
No, how about we vote these clowns out?
That's not going to change the tax bill.
How about that?
You're still paying it.
No, brother. Milwaukee County and Milwaukee City petitioned. They petitioned.
Okay.
And got a waiver, didn't they?
Okay.
To increase what? Sales taxes.
Yep.
Right? Milwaukee Public Schools did the first referendum in their entirety.
No, I don't think they've had referendums before.
No, tell me the last referendum that passed for MPS in the city of Milwaukee. Google it right now. I'll wait.
Anyway, final comment.
Google it right now, my brother.
Final comment, Cole.
Brother, they had...
Your final comment, because I got to roll. What is it you want to leave us with?
Support me on this.
How can I support you?
Because you're going through it with your car. You see how you feel.
But that's service.
You see how you feel.
But that's for me. That's completely different. But
they're charging me for it. So you just named snow removal, drains.
I can choose. I can choose whether or not to pay that. You can't choose whether or not to.
No, you can't choose to get them clowns out of office.
That's not going to change the tax, dude. It ain't changing.
How you know that? You mean to tell? Hold on.
When you
mean to tell me?
You tell me what?
Hold on.
Listen.
Then how does Scott Walker change property tax law?
They passed a law.
Okay. They say you got to vote for the person that's going to do it.
So what I want you to do is
you got to vote for the person that ain't going to put flowers in the media.
Calm down, Cole.
I'm sorry.
I can't now.
Have a good day, brother.
All right. Can't now one of us change none of this. In the end, you have to vote in legislators who change things and then have a governor who's going to sign it. What you have now came under the current governor, the current mayor, and the current county executive. So if you want to blame anybody, the folks that are elected, blame them.
It looks like things have been cleared on westbound 894 right around Loomis. We did have that accident that was blocking some lanes of traffic. It's been reopened, but those delays are there, and they are stretching all the way back to the airport spur, so through the Mitchell interchange. Give yourself tons of time there. Westbound 94, we got some backups from the Marquette all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound's just tightening up right through the Stadium interchange. Southbound on 41, we got some backups from Bowden, Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive. The northbound side slowing from before Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, slight chance for showers, a low of 43. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a few scattered showers, a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at omegasecurityguard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Rhea Riley. Jake Bauers broke a tie ball game in the 8th inning as the Milwaukee Brewers secured win number 3 in a row on Wednesday evening with a 6-4 win over the White Sox in Chicago.
1-0. Bauers, linesman into right center field. This is going to plug the gap, roll all the way to the wall. Contreras is in. Rounding third is Frelick. He is in. Stopping at third is Hoskins. It's a 2-run double to right center for Jake Bauers. And the Brewers take a 5-3 lead here in the 8th.
With the win, the Milwaukee Brewers improving their overall record to 16-15 on the season. Now headed to the NBA playoffs, the Lakers are out after losing in round 1 to the Timberwolves. The Knicks face Pistons tonight to see who will advance to the next round. This sports update is brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Looking out across the night, the city winks a sleepless eye.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Vincent, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Help a brother out.
I can't help you, man. The only word I can say, welcome to America.
Who are you telling?
And it's the fact is it's been done for years. All you have to do is look at the gas companies. The fact is,
Vincent, you're depressing me.
If a refinery goes down or something happens over in Europe, the gas station on the corner raises its prices immediately.
For no reason. They got enough gas for 3 years.
Exactly, down in that tank that they got, but they raise the gas immediately. The fact is, when you fly, the fact is they charge you for baggage. They charge you for the type of seating you're going to seat in. They charge you a fee.
Vincent.
I'm giving you America, the free market society that we have.
I love it, but I get to choose what I pay. See, that's different. I get to choose what gas station to go to. I get to choose where I get my car fit. You don't get to choose your taxes. If you live here, you got to pay your taxes. Now, and if you got multiple properties and you don't have any revenue coming into those properties, you got to pay.
That's right. And people concentrate on what they're paying, but they need to look at their tax rate. What their tax rate.
Well, most people don't know the mill rate. Like I'm literally looking at the mill rate, and the mill rate ratio of assessment to full value is 0.9024. And so you got the city tax rate, the school tax rate, MATC, MMSD, state and county, and then the gross rate, which is about 24.65 per 100,000.
100,000. Yeah.
Then you got the state tax credit that jacks that down $1.72, which makes it $22.93. The effective tax rate is 20.69%. So you paying. I mean, those are all the things you pay for. Y'all let the city, y'all let it go up. And I don't, and this is property. This is just property. Our property since 1996 has gone up from $14 billion to $41 billion. There is absolutely no way that happened. But you get to sell your property for more. You get to rent it out for more. It's just the nature of the beast, like you said, Vincent. But how do we convince people? How do we help people understand the difference between the tax you pay, income tax, the tax you pay on your house, and the tax you pay at the store?
At the store. And that's the difference is you got to understand businesses. Businesses are going to pass their costs off, going to pass whatever their costs off, because they're not in the business to lose money.
Right.
So what they do is they're going to pass their cost on to the public, and so that's the world we live in, and especially in America. They're going to pass their costs off to people, and it does hurt people on the lower rungs, the poorest people in this country.
But it always has, right?
Always has.
Okay.
Always has. It's always been a regressive tax when you start raising prices as far as business is concerned. And so when you add and when you talk about Amazon saying they're going to add on this fee, this fact is this fee they're going to add on, and they're telling you outright that this is going to be the fee we're going to add on because we got to pay more for what we buy.
Yep.
And so that's the American way. That's the free market society we live in. But yes, you as a consumer, you have decision-making powers where you can go to certain businesses that hopefully do you a little better, but all of them are in collusion because all of them want to make money. They don't want to lose money.
Right.
So that's the catch-22.
Well, but is it a catch-22?
Oh, it is. It's a catch-22, but what does solve that is what's happening now is people are pulling back on spending. The fact is that the consumer spending is down, and when people start pulling back on spending, then companies have to figure out, how can they get these customers back? And sometimes it comes in where they lower their prices. So that's the only way the consumer has power is that they stop spending.
But they're different segments of consumer, and I think we keep forgetting that. The middle class is the largest segment of consumers. That might slow, but it'll never stop. It's the poor that can't pay, and the rich don't care. So.
Exactly. Well, and the middle class is shrinking by the day. So that's also a problem as well. So, but the fact is that this is America, and so consumers have to be smarter. They have to try to play the game that play the game that's been put in front of them. And sometimes I say we got to pull back. Pull back on what we're going to spend.
Then that's not a bad thing.
So where we're going to buy, where we're going to buy.
All right. Thank you much. I appreciate it.
All right, Doc.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices, and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because Pella is offering up to 6 years of 0% financing. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing. like zero, like nothing. And they'll let you come in. They'll come to you, whatever you want to do. They'll listen to your vision. They'll suggest Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get 0% financing for 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. Also want to remind you, don't forget to tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truths right here. Black Business Give Back Spotlight tomorrow at 3:57 p.m. between the Tory Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris, right here. We'll be joined by Linnell Norton, owner of Circle of Friends Adult Day Program. We will discuss the safe, secure, and fun setting they provide to adults with special needs. Again, that's a Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Circle of Friends Adult Day Program. That's tomorrow, 3:57 p.m. right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. 833-212. Let me go to the they blowing up the YouTube chat. By the way, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube and harass us on the chat at 1017thetruth.com. You can make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so when we're live, every time a show changes, boom, we pop up. Kawanda, who's actually in Miami, said, to each his own. I'm from Milwaukee, in case you don't know. Not that it matters, but I'm proud to have made it out. I don't know what that means, but we ain't got enough time to interview her. So agree to disagree. And was talking to Smith Black, or Blacksmith, however they want to. Business owners need the extra charges to stay in business. If I get it, but if your product doesn't cost that much, don't tag me with a fee because the product you're selling is subpar. Jack up the product, give me more quality, I pay for it. You don't give me quality, I'm not going to pay for it. But to just jack on a business to keep you in business, I don't think so. See, here's my issue. I support black business. I don't support bad black business. I don't support poorly run black business. I don't support black business just because they black. That is my number one reason for going to a business. If it's a black business, just like white people go to white businesses, Hispanic people go to Hispanic. I got no problem with that. The problem I have is if you're a bad business, you don't deserve to be in business because you're black. You deserve to be in business when you give me quality at a fair price. Fees are not a fair price. That means you're not selling something that's quality. I can get a polo shirt that's $50, or I can get a polo shirt that's $25. Which one do you think is going to do better, last better, wash better, all that? Down with Poindexter complaining from Dr. Ken. LOLOL. How about I not read you anymore, Smith Black? How's that? No, I'm just kidding. Randy said, however, this would require a 60% vote from Florida voters and would necessitate funding new revenue sources to replace the lost funds. Well, if I lived in a state like Florida that didn't have state tax, I would be okay paying fees. Does that make sense? Here, I'm paying fees and taxes, both that are too high. That's ridiculous. Ending property taxes in Florida, wow. Where are they going to get suckers to move there to live amongst them gators, high gator? See, you don't understand Florida and how that works in a state. That's why people are moving to Florida, moving to Arizona with 3.5% state tax. That's why people are moving to Tennessee. They're moving to Texas. Like, you missed the point. But if you understand the economy and understand business and understand state government better, you might just go. Not really a city girl. Where you been? I hope you have a great day today. Yes, I will. Breathless. There's a woke list. I don't know what that means, a woke list. A list of where you go and where you don't. I ain't really following that. Anyway, 833-212-1017 is the number. I got to check the other one, too, because y'all be beating me up. You didn't read this over here. Sir John said hustlers may be the appropriate verbiage. Yeah. Yeah. We got hustled. And now we're getting overtaxed. And we have the audacity to think, oh, we're going to blame it on the federal government. It ain't the federal government's fault. It's the elected officials that you voted in here in the state of Wisconsin, because the fees that you're paying too much on are with the state, the county, and the city. Stop looking at the Trump administration every time you start complaining about something local. It's a local issue with the local people that you elected into office. And now you're complaining about it. And they're trying to tell you that the tariffs are causing it, and the tariffs didn't even go into effect. And that's what we've always been told. Black people just get told one story and they fall for it. Oh, it's the tariffs. It's not. The tariffs aren't in place. Prices are going up because people are taking advantage of people here in the city of Milwaukee by not giving you a fair price. And then we don't support the ones that actually give us a fair price. I know of 3 or 4 fair places where I go eat in Milwaukee. Do I like the atmosphere? Not necessarily so. I'm pretty bougie. I admit that, as most middle-class black people are. Y'all be faking like you know this, but then when you turn the microphone off and you get off the chat, it's like, no, I'm not going over there. I make it a point to go into the city to go to businesses that are good, and I support them. And when they mess up, guess what I do? Hey, y'all, yeah, next time, could you try to do this? Because, you know, this works better than that. Just a suggestion. And those that are great, right, when people come in and do that, they get greater. Those that are not, nope. And I've seen food places come and go in Milwaukee that were phenomenal in quality, and then they started getting cheap and wanted to make more money. And instead of just raising the price, they started getting cheaper food. And people were like, nah, we're not going to do that. And so that's what I did. I left. It's unfortunate. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 at 5 up next.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing, streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle, while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and see this wonderful smile live every day.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I mean, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
I was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The family of an inmate who died at Waupun Correctional Institution last year is suing the State Department of Corrections. The lawsuit alleges staff were, quote, deliberately indifferent to 62-year-old Donald Mayer's serious medical needs. It also alleges disability discrimination because he was denied access to mental health programs. Meyer died of malnutrition and dehydration after prison staff began shutting off the water to prevent him from flooding his cell. His death was ruled a homicide. The lawsuit comes the same day that former Waupun prison warden Randall Hepp entered a plea deal related to Meyer's death. Hepp's felony misconduct charge was reduced to a misdemeanor. Investigation results about last year's leaked Wisconsin Supreme Court abortion order. The probe found that a confidential draft order to take up a case by Planned Parenthood was deliberately leaked, but who leaked the order remains a mystery. Private investigators interviewed over 60 people, including the justices, but could not turn up who was responsible. The case seeks to declare access to abortion a right protected by the state constitution, but the information was leaked to the media 1 week before the Wisconsin Supreme Court decided to take up the case. The investigation has been suspended. Kohl's has fired CEO Ashley Buchanan for violations of company policies. The company says Buchanan directed the company to engage in vendor transactions that involved undisclosed conflicts of interest. The company has appointed Michael Bender as interim chief executive officer, CEO, effective immediately. Buchanan had served in the CEO position for just 4 months. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833. We working back and through, and what about just this and move this and just and so people always say, who are you talking to when you, like, there's actually somebody there. Like, who are you talking to? Like, you just look like your lips be moving when it's not on. I'm like, yeah. Or I could just tell the truth that I'm talking to myself, right? But I don't answer myself, so I'm good. I'm looking at myself on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, you look pretty slouchy. You know, you got to sit up. You know, sit up some, hold your microphone up, all that. Like Sherwin be like, right? Got to sit up. Sit up, man. Yeah, I know they're going to tell him I was talking about him, but he talks about me, so, you know. Really? Have you gone to Universal Studios yet? Really? Really? Universal Studios is nowhere near Miami. I'm just teasing, not really a girl. I've been to Universal Studios. I've been to Disney. I'm not going back to Disney. I don't like Disney. Why? Because my kids are grown. Miles said, Dr. Ken, when are you and Sherwin going to have a show? I don't know. We'll just sit and argue all the time. We'll disagree on everything. But it's no fun because we're both kind of like, okay. So there's no like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. And Sherwin always wants to have his way be the only way. So I really can't, you know, and I'm not like that. Because we're two different people in two different generations, and it's not good or bad, it's just different. You know, he wants to have his way, his show, his thing, just like me. So, but we get along great. Like, that's my dude. He been cool. We've been cool for like years. And so I think when people hear two people say two opposite things or two different things, they, oh my God, they don't get along. And that's not it at all. By the way, Denise Thomas, speaking of not getting along, I'm just kidding. Denise Thomas and I, Truth Unfiltered, will be live on Sunday night at 620 WTMJ and live on Monday night on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. So it's going to be a wild weekend this week and beginning next week. So she said, as long as I've been 9 years this August, and no, ma'am, I haven't. Don't judge. And I don't have little kids. If you want to go to Universal or Disney, you don't have to have little kids. It's enough adult stuff to do at those places. Because I be seeing some adult stuff happening at those places. So, yeah, you can go. Disney, I'm just not cool with Disney. I don't like Disney per se. And, you know, that's just a personal thing. You know, I'm just saying. Just saying, of all the places that I could go, one place I'm not is Disney.
Number 5.
From CBS 58, the mother of an inmate who died of hydration and malnutrition at Wisconsin's oldest maximum security prison last year has filed a federal lawsuit marking the fourth action by relatives of inmates who've died at the troubled institution since 2023. Jeanette Meyer, Donald Meyer's mother, filed a lawsuit this past Monday in federal court in Milwaukee alleging her son was subjected to cruel and unusual punishment at Waupun Correctional Institution. When are they going to close that place? The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages and names the State Department of Corrections Secretary Jared Hoy, former Waupun Warden Randall Hepp, and multiple Waupun staffers as defendants. So, Donald Meyer, 62, was found dead in his cell in February of 2024 at Waupun. The Dodge County Medical Examiner determined he died of dehydration and failure to thrive due to malnutrition. Investigators found that guards had repeatedly shut off the water during his cell during the week leading up to his death after he flooded his cell, according to court documents. You know, you can slow the flow of water. You don't have to turn it off. But when you turn it off, you can't. Okay. Let me just. You know, we keep proving stupid is as stupid does, but, you know. Weird.
Number 4.
Well, Rhea was just talking about this from WISN.com. Menominee Falls-based Kohl's Corporation has ousted its CEO, Ashley Buchanan, for cause, the company said in a news release today. The company said an investigation determined Buchanan violated company policies by directing the company to engage in vendor transactions that involved undisclosed conflicts of interest. Now, if you know anything about business, one of the things you have to do, no matter where you live, no matter where you work, you have to fill out a conflict of interest form. If you own a business, if you own anything, you have to make sure you let people know. And bottom line is, if you don't, you're out. And because you lied on a form that you told them you didn't lie on, yeah. So it's unfortunate, but what they say, them be the breaks. And in an SEC filing, the company said Buchanan directed that the company conduct business with a vendor founded by an individual with whom Mr. Buchanan has a personal relationship on highly unusual terms favorable to the vendor, and that he also caused the company to enter into a multi-million-dollar consulting agreement wherein the same individual was a part of the consulting team. It also found that in neither case did Mr. Buchanan disclose his relationship as required under company code of ethics. The company says Buchanan's termination is unrelated to the company's performance, financial reporting, results of operations that did not involve any other company personnel. Buchanan, former chief executive of arts and crafts chain Michaels, became CEO January 15th of this year. The board has appointed Michael Bender as interim CEO effective immediately. Bender said in a news release, Kohl's has a strong foundation of more than 1,100 conveniently located stores nationwide, serving over 60 million customers. We will continue to build on this foundation as we enhance the value we deliver to our customers and set the stage for meaningful operational and financial progress. And, you know, part of the issue, and now the board is starting a search for a permanent CEO. You know, part of the issue is that a lot of middle class and lower middle class folks and poor people go to Kohl's because they were able to give great discounts. And so when their profits became flat, they stopped using things and they said, oh, these clothes are on sale. And they would place the sign and you would think the clothes you were getting were on sale when in fact, oh, no, it's only those. And it's like 2 or 3 pairs of pants and none of them fit you, right? But then all the other pants are there and then you got to buy those, then they're full price. You know, little slick things like that. And then after you pay it, it's like, oh, well, and then it's on your card and it's like, oh, well. And you feel like you're getting hustled. And so I think that's why people said, you know what, I'm going to go shop somewhere else. I'm going to go shop where I don't have to get hustled. I don't have to get, like, I got to figure out if you're hustling me or not. Or oh, yeah, you got Kohl's Cash or you got, you know, the Truth Cash, but the Truth Cash is only good, like, on a vernal equinox every Tuesday and Thursday on a 5th moon. Like, what? I got to figure that out? Yeah. So it gets old. Or they send you stuff so early that you forget about it, or they send it so late that there's not enough time, or they simply did like I did. Here's how. I didn't get a bill for 3 months. So I called. Hey. No, I'm not talking about Kohl's. Hey. Like, where's my bill? Oh, we sent you an email. I said, I never said I wanted paperless. What are you doing? Oh, your bill is in arrears. No, it's not. And they said, why? I said, oh, because I complained to the Federal Trade Commission. I complained to the State Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. And so, yeah. And then guess what they did? They reversed it. And so you have to be well equipped to really deal with people who will jack you like that. You have to be well equipped with people who will jack you like that, because I think that if you're not, they'll take your money. And so when you talk about being hustled, that's what I mean by being hustled. That is exactly what I mean.
Number 3.
From WISN.com, Cudahy police arrested a 12-year-old Lincoln Elementary School after finding a gun in the school yesterday. According to According to Cudahy Police Department, a student told a teacher about a possible handgun in the 12-year-old's backpack. The principal searched the unattended backpack and found the gun. Police were immediately notified, and Principal Matt Orlowski sent a letter to parents praising the student who alerted school staff about the potential danger. I want to commend the students who came forward with this information, Orlowski said in a letter to parents. Their courage and quick thinking helped ensure the safety of our school. School resource officer and administrators found the gun and removed it from the premises. According to the letter did not say whether or not the school was put on lockdown. You already found the weapon. Why would you put it on lockdown? Anyway, there was no mention of when and where the investigation took place. It's none of your business. I live right next door to the school, so the first thing going through my head was, is my kid okay? Is everyone in the building okay? More importantly, how fast can I hug my son? Between the fear and sadness, this is another parent. I'm sorry, it's the same parent. You put a grown man to the floor when you saw a notice that there's a gun in your child's room. Huh? Anyway, Kendall Keys, WISN 12 News reporter, spoke to parents picking up their kids from school. Here's my question. I already know that there was a gun and they took care of it, and now it's the next day. Now you're going to go talk to parents to see how they feel? I don't know. I don't know. Makes no sense to me. But now I want to know, right? Is kid black or white, Hispanic or Asian, male or female? I want demographics. And they're not going to release it because it's a kid. You know it's going to leak, though, right? Somebody's going to be like, hey, it's so-and-so, right? Okay. And unfortunately, but fortunately, historically, they figure out a way for the black person to leak. That's just how it's always been. I say, you shouldn't say that, you're making it race. Then prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Because just like teachers messing with boys, young boys, I know of one black teacher that got in trouble. I think she was at Washington High School or something, and some other kid, but that was that drama. But recently,
Number 2.
This also from WISN.com. Remember we talked about it? Rufus King, school teacher, appeared in court today, waiving her preliminary hearing and entering a plea of not guilty on 4 counts of sexual misconduct. Erica Almain-Ranke, 40, a teacher at Rufus King High School, charged on April 21st with 4 felony counts of sexually inappropriate conduct involving several male athletes between September 2024 and April 2025. The investigation began on April 15th when students reported the inappropriate conduct to a school resource officer. Hey, can I raise my hand? Hello? Okay, so here's the deal. September 2024 through April 2025. Hey, young men, and you're not young men, you're still boys. What was y'all doing with her between September and April? I'm just saying. What was y'all doing? 3 of the students' families hired attorney B. Ivory Lamar. All of them appeared in court today, and ultimately, Lamar said, ultimately, they want justice. I can tell you our investigation reveals allegations from more victims than we currently investigating ourselves, but ultimately they want justice. We're optimistic the claims and charges in this matter will be proven. According to the criminal complaint, Almain-Ranke requests the students' phone numbers, tell her no, shared her location, cut it off, sent late-night texts, block her about sexual dreams, made explicit comments, and engaged in unwanted touching. So from September 2024 till April 2025, somebody probably got caught and told them, if you don't tell, I'm going to tell, and then they told. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 9 months. Them little boys been getting touched by this white girl. And all of a sudden, and I don't know if the victims were black or white. I don't know. Now all of a sudden, come on, dude. Come on. What we doing? Okay. We're going to talk about that a little later, but yeah. And did you see her picture? Why? Huh. Did you just say the word hot? Like H-O-T? Like no. I'm just saying. It's just me making a personal observation. No. I already said no. Like, I don't understand what no. Okay. I know you went to public school. Okay, I'm just teasing. But she's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. So you got to give her that. Got to give her that. And for those of you that say I never say anything about the police.
Number 1.
This from fox6now.com. If you live in Greenfield has placed their chief on administrative leave last Friday over workplace concerns. Fire and Police Commission appointed Assistant Chief Eric Lindstrom to fill the role on Wednesday, April 30th. Lindstrom has been with the department since 2003. They said that it was workplace concerns, and those are the reasons why the city's police chief is now placed on leave. Johnson's been the head of the Greenfield Police Department since 2019 when he was appointed chief of police, but Johnson has worked for the department for much longer. I remember him because I used to be on the street on the south end of District 6 when he was on the street working in Greenfield. He started his time at Greenfield as an officer back in 92 and has been a captain and lieutenant. Officials say Johnson was placed on administrative leave while the city conducts an independent review of workplace concerns. And it said because of a personnel matter and the review is ongoing, the city will not be providing additional details at this time. Our priority is to ensure a thorough, fair process and to maintain the continued safety and effective service of Greenfield Police Department for our community. So, interesting. That's all I can say. That's all I'm saying. It's interesting. When we come back, I wanna take a peek. I wanna take a look at this whole female teacher thing. And I got questions. I don't know if I want women to call or men to call. Haven't made up my mind yet. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Wherever you are in Wisconsin, there's a free and confidential Aging and Disability Resource Center, ADRC, or Tribal Partner Agency. We're here for older adults, adults with disabilities, and your families. ADRCs are a bridge to support for benefits and financial assistance, transportation, in-home care, and more. Get to know your local ADRC and connect with resources today. Call toll-free 1-844-WIS-ADRC or go to findmyadrc.org. Paid for by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What are some of the things that we need to really focus on to get our fair share of these opportunities, i.e. access to capital?
You know, it's very important to always think about about building a strong business plan, understanding the financial parameters around what you're trying to accomplish, building great networks and great relationships so you can have partnerships and building out your dream. And then finding a good financial partner like Old National to help really orchestrate your vision of the organization. And then, as you know, DT, you wouldn't be where you're at because you're phenomenal, doing great work. And then you have to really have to go to work. If you have that dream, you have that vision, the business plan, the financial piece, then you have to really work at it and keep building.
Learn more about the Old National Bank Small Business Empowerment Loan by visiting oldnational.com/small business or contact a small business banker at Old National Bank.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Y'all remember when Prince do the "I Would Die For You"? Like, such old music, but so poignant. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me check the talk and text line before I complain about this weirdness. Concerns sounds like sexual harassment. Matthew Young said, I have a feeling he has been a naughty boy grabbing. Anyway, so here's the deal. Maybe it's me, but we've been hearing a lot about female teachers that have been doing stuff with boys. Right? We've been hearing stuff. This woman here at King, it's not the first time somebody else was out in a parking lot on the north side. We've had women buying stuff and guns and all kind of stuff for boys. And, you know, one was an assistant principal of a school, like all that. Former Appleton West High School teacher arrested for alleged sexual assault. It's in Appleton. Appleton Police Department arrested a former Appleton West High School teacher for allegedly sexually assault of a student during the 17-18 school year. Police say Rebecca Ryan of Neenah was arrested this past Tuesday on 3 counts of sexual assault of a child by a school staff member. According to a police investigation, Ryan engaged in a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old while employed as a teacher at the Appleton West High School. The case was reported to authorities in March. Ryan is in custody at the Outagamie County Jail. Police say there's no evidence that other students were involved. As the investigation continues, police ask anyone with information to contact the Appleton Police Department. So a couple things we need to know. Number one, how old is he now? So he was 17. That'll be a stretch because 17-year-olds can do, but when it's a school person and a juvenile, it's a different one because now the juvenile is a victim. So I understand that. If it was 2 17-year-olds, you might not get much pushback. You'd be like, 2 dummies. Stop. 16, 17-year-old, depends on what mom and dad want to do, depends on what, all that. But when you're an adult, and so my question is, how old? So let's say in 2020, in 17-18 school year, this person's 22 years old and they graduated from high school. So you're talking about a 22-year-old and a 17-year-old, right? So that's a 5-year gap. But one's clearly an adult, not a college, and one's like a senior in high school, maybe a junior. But how old was the teacher at the time in 2018? Was the teacher in her 30s or 40s or 50s or 60s. We don't know. But that's something that you have to look at and take into account. You ready when I say this? And yeah, I really want to know what your thoughts are. 833-212-1017. It doesn't matter. The fact that you worked for a school is enough. The fact that you worked for a school and you had control in some kind of way over this student, even if that student wasn't in your class. But once again, you ready? I'm looking at the picture of this teacher on Fox 11 News from the Fox Valley. Let me help you with something. I put her in the same category as who? Rufus King. That's all I'm saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. And now with 1017, The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Had an accident on northbound 43 right about at Capitol Drive, so watch out for some delays heading through that area. It's backed up all the way back to the Marquette. Southbound side is slowing down from Locust down through the Marquette to the KK River. Westbound 94, lots of company there, leaving the 25th Street area to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up from 84th Street all the way through to 35th. And now we've got the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle on 894 eastbound right about at 84th Street. That's going to be slowing things down pretty much from National Avenue down and around the Hale to that point. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, slight chance for showers with a low of 43. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a few scattered showers with a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you're so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you looking for an opportunity to better the Milwaukee community? Do you want to develop your skills for a career or job? City of Milwaukee is recruiting for its 16th cohort of AmeriCorps members. We are hiring young adults ages 18 to 25 to serve our amazing scholars in Milwaukee Public Schools. This opportunity allows you to serve your community and gain professional development, which will allow you to enter the workforce, your next educational journey, or even stay with us for a second year of service. Visit cityyear.org to connect with our local recruiters and learn how to apply by Friday, May 2nd.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
You know, sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, You breathe and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Rhea Riley. Jake Bowers broke a tie ball game in the 8th inning as the Milwaukee Brewers secured win number 3 in a row on Wednesday evening with a 6-4 win over the White Sox in Chicago.
1-0. Bowers lines one into right center field. This is going to plug the gap. Roll all the way to the wall. Contreras is in. Rounding third is Frelick. He is in. Stopping at third is Hoskins. It's a 2-run double to right center for Jake Bowers. And the Brewers take a 5-3 lead here in the 8th.
With the win, the Milwaukee Brewers improving their overall record to 16-15 on the season. Now headed to the NBA playoffs, the Lakers are out after losing in round 1 to the Timberwolves. The Knicks face Pistons tonight to see who will advance to the next round. This sports update is brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Wait. Did DJ Brother Z leave? Dude, don't be trying to like you cool with the music. This 1970s. Come on, man. Even though it's he was getting on him because I was saying, don't be playing this old stuff. Don't be playing this old stuff. And he was like, what? Playing this old stuff? Huh? And you know what it is, right? It's a generation that's never heard music like this before, so they think it's new. Oh my God, that's great. No, that's 40 years old, 50 years old. Like, stop. Yeah, that Appleton teacher, she ain't pretty. Yeah, I might have called the police if she tried to sexually assault me too. And that's why. So anyway, no, dude. Well, maybe she looked better in 2017. I don't know. Ooh, but if she's found guilty, that means she's a predator. And that's unfortunate. And the kid who's the victim. And these kids at King who are the victims. Real talk. If they're found guilty, they need to go to jail. Because you can't ruin a kid's life and have them question themselves and all that. So, yeah. Playing some Stevie Wonder from 1970-something. 833-212-1017 is the number. You know, there are times in everyone's life when life tosses you a curveball and you have to readjust and realign and rededicate your resources to make things better. Sometimes you may know what to do, but many times it's the first time you've ever had to deal with a particular situation, especially when it's financial. You know, for the last couple of decades, I've been able to turn to Educators Credit Union. I had a financial issue that involved another family member, and I was going to, throw in. I mean, it got tough, and you don't really know how to help them, but I was a member. So I went there, and I went in, and I got some advice, and we made a plan. And I'm here to tell you, it actually worked. At Educators, our members are our purpose. As a credit union, we're not concerned about profits or the bottom line of shareholders. Our greatest reward is you achieving your financial dreams through lower rates and access to free financial resources. So experience more heart and less hassle by making the switch today. Achieve more at ECU.com, insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required. So you know. Trying to help you out, because I did. Also want to remind you, tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Black Business Give Back Spotlight. That's tomorrow, 3:57 p.m. Between the Tori Lowe Show and me. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris, because it's Pop-Off Friday, and we'll be joined by Lenell Norton, owner of Circle of Friends Adult Daycare. We will discuss the safe, secure, and fun setting they provide to adults with special needs. Again, that's the Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Circle of Friends Adult Day program this Friday, tomorrow, 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And by the way, WBA Awards are coming up Saturday. And God willing, the Truth will once again come out victorious in multiple categories. So looking forward to that. Looking much forward to that. Smith Black said, ain't no 17-year-old questioning nothing sexual. He knew what it was. I think what you can't do is make an assumption about a 17-year-old that you don't even know. That kid might be special needs. That kid might be autistic. That kid there might be a number of things that are wrong with this kid and we don't know how she took advantage of the kids. So I think it's a little disingenuous. Okay, that's a lie. It's rude to make an assumption about really anybody under 25 years old, because the brain's not fully developed. We like to say 18, 19, 20, 21. Look at all the stupid stuff college students do. They're under 25. Their brain's not fully developed. And the more evidence we have, the more we should start to understand. It's like we only understand about stuff when it affects us, but when it doesn't, oh, too bad about you. Too bad about, no. Really doesn't work that way. And it's unfortunate because we need to understand, right? And you can say, yeah, right, if you want to, but what you're doing is you're taking your experience and the things you did at 17, and you're saying if you did it, everybody else can do it. And that's just not true. The world does actually not revolve around you and your experience, just like it doesn't revolve around anybody. Exactly. So if you hold a position of power over a person, it's not even a no means no, it's don't. You shouldn't put yourself in a position where somebody has to tell you no if you're in a position of power. Period. Period. You're a cop and it's a victim. You're a cop, you got called to the house. You're a cop and you're a supervisor. There's no because you don't do it, and then there's not an issue. Especially if you're that person's direct supervisor. Now, if you're not, that's between two consenting adults. But when you take advantage of someone because of power, especially if you're a school official or school staff, you're done. You are done. Look at the Kohl's CEO that just got fired for not telling somebody that this was a friend of mine and we gave him a contract, but I didn't make the decision on the contract, somebody else did. What you should have done is said, hey, just so you know, yeah, that's such and such. Really? Yes, that. I own it. I'm friends with that. I have a cut in that business, blah, blah. That's all. Then if they decide to use it, then if they decide to follow through, they know going in, hey, when we do this, we're going to be helping out X. We're going to help out Dr. Ken. We're going to do all this stuff. But when you don't say anything, what are you getting out of it? What's worse is if I ask you what you're getting out of it and you lie. And I'm not saying everybody lies. I'm saying everybody doesn't lie. I'm saying it's both. You know, we all lie. We all make up stuff. We all avoid stuff. We all don't say stuff. Okay. But in the end, when you get hemmed up, hey, did you do that? Yes, I did it. And then whatever consequences happen. But we go to court and we drag stuff out. Oh, it's going to fight. Oh, they're going to be, mama, defend my. Just like Judge Dugan. Oh, I'm a defend. Have we heard from her? Not a word, not a peep. Have we heard? Nope. Why is that? Because you did what you did. And she knows it. Morals have no place on the bench. Morals have no place in law enforcement. Morals have no place in the fire service. You are serving other people. That means you become a third-class citizen. Your job is to listen to your boss, serve the community, and they're first. Period. I got anniversaries that got missed. I got children's dances and games and birthdays and holidays and travel I missed. My first 6 years in the Milwaukee Police Department, I missed every single major holiday. Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving. Every single one for 6 years. So I have zero sympathy when people cry and complain. Oh, I got to work. Too bad. You signed up for it. If you don't want to do it, quit. But don't think a company is going to bend over backwards and do something for you, or the city for that matter, because you decided to work somewhere. Like there's some things, hey, Good Karma Brands, can I? They're going to be like, no. Well, I want to do, no. Why? Because I work for them. It doesn't matter who you work for. It's a give and take, not a take. But I think we forget that, especially when you're in public service. You go into public service, you're done. You have decided to do something that no other human being in the world literally has the capacity to do. That is to be subservient to those in the community who are in need and serve them first. So all the people that talk about they hate the police, I laugh at them and I remind them, don't ever call 911 again then. Handle it yourself. But until you take off your cape and put on a badge and a gun and want to go out and can possibly, where the odds are significantly higher of dying in a car crash or getting shot to death, and you still show up every day, yeah, I'm rolling with them. I'm not rolling with you. So if you say I'm pro-cop, yes. If you don't like it, well.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
As clutch of a player to ever play basketball.
It's game time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus.
This year, I was like, I need to impose myself more on this team.
Explore Damian Lillard's journey to becoming a top 75 player in NBA history.
That's what really had me feeling like this is going to be great.
Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker, and H&R Benefits Consultant. Find Bucks Plus on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones in your area. Check 511wi.gov or download the free 511 app to see current road work, closures, detours, and camera views on your route. Wherever your travels take you, know before you go with 511wi.gov. That's 511wi.gov. And remember, know before you go. Always park the phone while driving. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Don't be acting like you like Leah. Don't be acting like you like Aaliyah. 833-212-1017 is the number. Thursday. It's about over. Let me check my talking text line. No, y'all. As a nurse, I totally agree. Everyone who knows me knows where I'm always at, unfortunately, work. Yeah, but you get paid. Kawanda, don't even try it. Are you a registered nurse, Kawanda? Are you an RN? Or are you a physician assistant? Because ain't nobody, come on now. And you in Florida? Ain't nothing but old people in Florida who need help. So come on. Have you noticed when people talk about certain parts of the country, their voice changes to like try to match it? Do that crip walk. You need to be quiet, Smith. Anyway, y'all gonna work my nerves. Y'all go, yes, you're a registered nurse. Bet. That's what I'm talking about. My wife's an RN. So, you know. So, did nobody ask you? Nobody care about your best. Like, who cares? Who cares? Nobody, like, telling me my best lady friend. My best lady friend is an RN. Well, she must be great. But why she hanging out with you if she an RN? Like, she like, you know, I'm just kidding. No, you're not. You're really not. He said he's a likable guy. Nope, I don't think so. A likable guy. Wow. I got a new nickname for you, but I can't say it on the air because I like my job. I want to come back tomorrow on this Pop-Up Friday. So I'm just saying, I got to be nice. Good night, everybody on YouTube chat. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show's coming up next. I want to say thank you and make sure you tune in. I'll be back in about 22 hours so we could chill out, hang out, do all kind of stuff. Because it's Pop-Off Friday. Give me a call tomorrow. 833-212-1017 is the number. And let me know what you want to pop off about, what made you mad this week. Thank you, X. Appreciate you. God bless. Take care. I'm out.